Hi, welcome back to Airlearn English. My name is Hannah. In part 1 of our Start Speaking Now grammar lesson, we focused on grammar rules like plural and singular nouns, comparatives, superlatives, and demonstratives. This was all to help you speak English fluently faster. In today's lesson, part 2, we're going to dive deep into sentence building grammar. There'll also be a quiz at the end of this video, so stick around to test what you've learned. You can also download the Airlearn app to practice what you learn here, anytime, anywhere. Let's get right into it. First, we'll talk about verb patterns. One of the biggest reasons learners pause and hesitate while speaking is this question: what comes after the verb? So let's look at some of the most common verb patterns in English. Some verbs in English are followed by to plus the base form of another verb. Some common verbs in this category are want, need, plan, decide, hope, and try. Let's look at a few examples. I want to improve my English. She needs to leave early. We plan to travel next year. He decided to change jobs. So as you can see, the verb that comes after the word to never changes. It stays in its base or root form. So you can say want to eat, need to go, plan to learn. But never say try to learning, okay? The correct way is try to learn. Our next pattern are verbs that are followed by another verb plus ing. These words are never followed by to and a verb. Some common verbs in this category are enjoy, finish, avoid, and suggest. Let's look at some examples. I enjoy teaching English. She finished working late. He avoids talking about money. Now, one very common mistake I hear learners make is saying, I enjoy to learn English. You'll have to memorize these verb patterns, but once you do, your English will come a lot more fluidly and naturally. We also have some verbs that are more flexible and that they can use both patterns, verb plus ing and verb plus to and base form of verb. For example, like, love, start, and begin are all flexible verbs. So you can say, I like to read, and you can say, I like reading. In everyday speech, both sound completely normal. It's important to keep practicing so that you can use these without having to think much. Now let's look at two of the most common verb tenses in English, which you're going to use in everyday conversations: present simple tense and present continuous tense. Present simple tense is the most commonly used verb tense in English. In fact, it covers about 50% of daily conversation. It's used to talk about things we do regularly. These are daily habits and routines, as well as permanent situations, facts, and fixed arrangements. Let's look at some examples. I drink coffee every morning. This is a routine. I live in the US. Permanent situation. They play soccer on the weekends. Fixed arrangement. The sun rises in the east. That is a fact. So present simple tense is formed using the root form of the verb. Work, play, lives, rises. It's fairly simple to make, and you're going to use it every day. Now, the present simple often uses adverbs like always, usually, often, every day, and never. If you see one of these adverbs in a sentence, there's a good chance it's in the present simple tense. Now, present continuous is used to talk about actions happening right now, as well as temporary situations. It's formed using am, are, or is, plus the ing form of the verb. Now, in spoken everyday English, we use the short form more often than the full form. So instead of I am, we are, he is, we would say I'm, we're, he's. Let me give you some examples. I'm working right now. She's studying for her exam this week. They're living with their parents for now. So as you can see, this is talking about a present situation that's not permanent. It's temporary. That's why we use the present continuous tense. Some verbs describe states, not actions, so we never use them in the continuous form. These are common verbs like know, like, love, want, believe, and understand. I often hear students make the mistake of conjugating these verbs into the present continuous. So sometimes people will say, I'm knowing the answer. This is not correct English. Instead, you have to say, I know the answer. We don't say, she is wanting to go outside. The correct way to say it is, she wants to go outside. Now, present simple and present continuous tense are very common, so it's important to master them. Just remember, present simple talks about a permanent situation. For example, I live in London. Present continuous describes something happening in the present that's temporary. I'm living in London this year. I've also made a video covering all the tenses in English, which you can watch for a more in-depth explanation. Lastly, let's look at how some more sentences are formed in English. Questions and negatives. Most English sentences already have a helper or auxiliary verb, even if you don't see it. Some common auxiliary verbs are do, does, did, am, is, are, and can, will, should. So to make questions, the pattern or rule we use is to move the auxiliary verb to the front of the sentence. It's quite simple. Let's take a look at an example so you understand. This sentence, you like coffee, has a hidden auxiliary verb, do. So it's implied, you do like coffee. So if we want to ask someone if they like coffee, we simply move that auxiliary verb do to the beginning of the sentence. It becomes, do you like coffee? One more example, she works here. Now the hidden verb here is does. She does work here. So to turn it into a question, this becomes, does she work here? Okay, now with to be verbs, we have the same pattern. He is tired becomes, is he tired? We move that is verb to the front of the sentence. Now to make negatives in English, we follow a simple rule. Add not to the auxiliary verb. I do not understand. Here, do is the auxiliary verb, so we just add not after that. She does not work here. They are not ready. In casual speech, we almost always use contractions. So do not becomes don't, does not doesn't, is not isn't, and are not becomes aren't. I just want to talk about one more topic which will really help you speak English more fluent and naturally. These are some common sentence starters which native speakers like myself use almost every day, and you should too. Sounding like a native English speaker is all about starting your sentences in a way that's smooth and natural. So native speakers rely on these sentence starters. You've probably heard these before. Phrases like I think, I feel like, in my opinion, most of the time, and right now. Some examples are, I think this is a good idea. Most of the time, I work from home. Right now, I'm focusing on studying English. In my opinion, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel. Memorizing and practicing sentence starters like these will help you to talk continuously without taking many pauses or breaks in between. Let's move on to our quiz, starting with true or false. Number 1, true or false. The verb enjoy is followed by to plus the base form of a verb. This is false. Number 2, true or false. She doesn't works here is grammatically correct. This is false. Number 3, true or false. We use the present continuous tense for actions happening right now. That is true. Number 4, true or false. In yes or no questions, the auxiliary verb comes before the subject. That's true. And number 5, true or false. I am knowing the answer is grammatically correct. That's false. Okay, number 6, fill in the blank. She wants learn English. We need to add to here. She wants to learn English. Number 7, I enjoy movies at home. We should have the verb watching. I enjoy watching movies at home. Number 8, you work here? We need the auxiliary verb do. Do you work here? Number 9, I coffee every morning. The answer is drink, present simple tense. I drink coffee every morning. And lastly, number 10, he not like tea? The answer is does. He does not like tea. Alright, that's it for part 2 on grammar that will help you start speaking English fluently fast. Now, if you struggled with any of those quiz questions or got any wrong, not to worry. You can simply review that topic by going back to that part of the video, and you can always download the Airlearn app to practice more. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss a chance to improve your English. Keep practicing, and I'll see you next time on Airlearn English.